I am your host, Jeff May, and I am very excited to bring you this episode. Now, this episode is, in a way, sponsored by my friend Walker Morgan, who sent me these cards. He ordered them for me, sent them for me to break. He requests a couple of them, and then the rest get to go to my patrons. So this right here, I have two great sets to go through. These are both by Mark, and I'm going to say his last name wrong. It's either Pingitore or Pingitore. I can't tell. And I feel really bad about that. But he is a Garbage Pail Kids artist that has come in and started to do his own pop culture versions of these cards. Really fun stuff. I have G.I. Joe and I have Slop Culture Kids. These are more general pop culture things. Sign off in the chat if you know what is up, if you have a preference, if you want me to do the G.I. Joe or the Slop Culture Kids ones. I've opened a couple of packs that I bought back in December from Mark, and that's it's been really fun. And on top of that, I'm doing my best to keep my voice protected. I'm supposed to be on voice rest, but I would never violate not doing an episode of this show. So here we go. Now, I actually am very excited to do these cards right here. Very much a fan of Mark's work. So we have Roberto Kopp, Peter Welded. Funny story. I was at a comic book shop and Peter Weller was there, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. It was like having a conversation with him. We have Gristled Gus. There we go, little Gus Fring. We have Luis Pollos Hermanos. It's very clever. How about Wounded Woody? There's a snake on my arm. And Tasty Tom. Happy Heath asking you how you got these scarves. I'm actually going to lift these up. It's thick, which is why I laid them down. But, we'll get these closer. We have Happy Heath. Wyatt, so serious. Very good, very clever. Dread Phil. Oh, very good. And Judge and Jerry. God damn, that's good. Naughty Negan. Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Homelandin'. Oh, that's a good one. Nice Homelander reference. And The Boyd. It's a good Boys reference. Funny story. Last time I was working Motor City Comic Con, I was stuck behind him. I was seated behind him and Aaron Moriarty because they were at the convention too. So that was really fun. Hurt Harry and Jacked Joe. Of course, we got our Home Alone references. And Mangled Marv and Duped Daniel. Intense Indiana and Handy Harrison. Magic Mike, that's a good one. I like this. So Magic Michael and Slam Duncan. This one might end up with my friend Adam Todd Brown, my co-host of You Don't Even Like Sports Cards. Big Michael Jordan fan. Zach is saying he can't watch live because his internet is busted, but he's very excited. Grow Drew. Eating the frog. Yeah, the tongue is pretty intense. We got Logan Trent up in here. Grow Drew and Childish. Ken Knapzok saying, in the 4th grade, my Garbage Pail Kids cards were yanked out of my hand by a teacher and taken because they were Satan's cards. My mom wouldn't let me do Garbage Pail Kids because she thought they were mean-spirited. My mom wasn't allowed that. Also, Ken Knapzok has a great channel, guys. Check it out. He opens some cards sometimes, and it's super fun. Carnivorous Carol, you also may have heard Ken and Logan Trent also in the chat. They've both been guests on my podcast. Carnivorous Carol, Where the Wild Things Arthur, Rick Moronic, and Dirk Helmet. We have Cramp Kurt, nice Snake Plissken, and Rattled Russell. We have Al Cordy, and this Weird Al one is great. Oh man, I love me some Weird Al. He did a serious song with my friends in Portugal the Man called "Who's Gonna Stop Me," and it's really fascinating hearing him not sing a joke song. Daring to be stupid. Swashbucky, for you Goonies fans, and Roth Sloth. Junked James, of course, if you're Ninja Turtles fans, and Soggy Saki. Jiggling Jim, for my Earthworm Jim fans. Groovy. and Wormy Ernie. Grossbuster. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I love this. I actually, if I don't send these out to patrons, I might send one of these to John Jabs, recent guest of Jeff Has Cool Friends, and Hugh You Gonna Call. We have Juicy John with some clearly bad skin, and Pulpy Paul, Bony Billy, and Jumpin' Johnny. Coiffed Claudio. So this is an interesting choice to do a Claudio Sanchez card, for those of you that are familiar. If you're music fans, you get it. And Amory Warren. Oh, because of the Amory Wars. Yeah, that's great. That Earthworm Jim is very creative. I'm with you on that one, Logan. Renegade Robert. A nice Robert De Niro reference from Taxi Driver and Taxi Travis. The Todd Father, very good. And Cuddly Core Leon. These are so clever. Waitin' Waldo and Missin' Martin. Iron Mike. This was one of the ones that I pulled out of a pack earlier and was very excited. And Tough Tyson. I'm glad I can share more of those. Flat Topher, and Level Heidi. Beatrix R4 Kids, very clever, and Ultraviolent Uma. Im Morton, super good, and Fury Rod. We have Mad Maynard, so if you guys are Tool fans, Tool and Aaron. So definitely some music representation in here. We have Squid James, beautiful name, Squid James, and Schoolyardly. Killian Joke, and Juan Bad Day, very good Killing Joke references. Odd Oswald and Penguin, and excellent choice to make it Wayne as well. Vendetta, of course, V for Vendetta, and Gorilla Guy. Pet Dick and Cal the Wilds. We have Ripped Rosie and Assembly Lynn. Oh, that's very clever. We have Rifled Ralphie and Huel, Shoot Your Eye Out. Messy Malcolm in a huge pile of shit. And Jurassic Parker, that's very clever. Rory Shack, these are so good. Watch Manuel. And also, by the way, if you follow Mark, he's at Magic Marker Art, and you can see his stuff. He does a lot of these great sets. We did a He-Man set before, which was absolutely fantastic. And we did the Horrible Kids as well, and they're really great. Ellen Ripped, and I think people are going to want those. And Paula Loader. Muscle Manny for you muscle fans there. And Kenny Kuman. So it's Kenny Kuman is the name of the original name of them. So that would make sense. Kenny Kuman. Joyless John. Good Rambo reference. And Rambo. Brattle Beast. I do love that they've got a Battle Beast. He put a Battle Beast set in here. And Fire Walter Wood. If you remember Battle Beasts, you could they had a little hologram that you would like put your thumb on, and it would reveal their what affiliation they had. They were originally supposed to be actually Transformers. And Peace Micah and Collectin' Chris. So that is a great set of these. And again, if you want to hit up and get some of these cards, you're welcome to. Now, from a G.I. Joe fans, I almost wish I could. I wanted to hold on to these for a break in the future because there's something G.I. Joe related I want to do, but I'll figure it out because these cards just can't wait. I can't wait for these cards to open them. So we have obviously a Cobra Commander and Commandant Brandon and Lee Durr. I hope there's a Night Viper card in here. Night Viper was my favorite villain. Czar Tanner and Faceless. Chrome Dom, nice Destro and Destroy. Jim and I, because they're twins. It's Tomax and Samot. And Tumax. Yep, Tomax and Zaymont. Very good. Baroness. So we have the Baroness. And Femme Fatale. God, the Baroness. I mean, I know this obviously isn't made to be flattering, but remember seeing the Baroness for the first time? Firefly Rye. Excuse me. And Salbatage. Storm and Norman. Storm Shadow is actually the name. I had a 1989 Chevy Celebrity wagon as my college car the car that I drove in college, and his name was Storm Shadow. And Dark Cloud. Mind Brennan, good old Dr. Mindbender, and Brainy Ben. Serpentori and Colbra, nice Serpentors. Snake Isaac and Commandoan. You know what's funny is my friend Isaac, he's given me some cards to open in the past, Lorcana. He has a dog. So he has a dog named Luke that looks a lot like Timber. So that's really funny. Batty Matty, of course, the Battle Android Troopers, and Accessor Rice. Croco Lyle, the Croc Master, one of my favorite villains, and Wrestling Preston. So funny story, like as a kid, I was the younger brother, and so my brother got all the G.I. Joe guys for the most part, and I got the villains. So I actually relate more to the villain characters, primarily because that's who I was forced to play as a kid. But Monkeywrench, the Monkeywrench toy looked just like my friend Dan's dad, by the way. And Bike and Bill, Globulus. Burgess Meredith, one of his best roles of all time, and Wormy Ernie, Shipwreck, and Wrecked Shipwreck, obviously, Jacked J, and Testosterone, nice Lady J, Beached Fred. So as far as G.I. Joe characters go, Beachhead is actually my favorite. So I love that we get a Beachhead there, and Washed Up Wade. So Ken says, my fiance always asks why I have a lot of, quote, that goth girl in leather and glasses in my collection. And I say, she's the reason you're here with me now. That's very true. The Baroness, very good. We have Scarlet Fever. Scarlet, her character from Boston. And Sickly Shayna. Blowtorch, of course, being Blowtorch. And Methane Shane. And I believe Barbecue, if we get to Barbecue, I think he's also from Boston. And they gave him a thick accent. Bazooka and Misdirected David. We have a standard Viper that's Viperry and Infantry. Wow, Dark Lawn made it into the set. That's a later run there. Dark Lonnie and Evaden Evan. We have Hit and Ron. That's good. And then Blindsided Brent. Oh, I loved Big Boa. Big Boa. So funny story. Big Boa, Cobra's trainer or whatever, was designed to be the Cobra counterpart to Rocky Balboa, who was supposed to be a G.I. Joe trainer, and they had the toy ready to go, but apparently Hasbro couldn't finalize the likeness rights, and I think Coleco had him at the time with the Rambo line or something. It was really weird. But I love him in Train and Aiden. Smells Like Spirit. Of course, Spirit was a great character, and he was their tracker. Very, very, he's farting smoke signals. It's very funny. Crimson Guard. We have Crimsonny and Garden Martin. We have Nemesis and Force Earl. Oh, that's a good one. G.I. Joe the movie was always one of my favorites. And Cobra Lance. We have Hydro, a Hydro Viper, and Deep Dive and Ivan. God, these are so cool looking. And again, he's at Magic Marker Art on Instagram. We have Dull Duke and Vanilla Vince. Yeah, that's fair. I never really cared much for him. Cecil Poole. Oh, the Cesspool character, if you remember the Toxo Vipers and all that. When they started getting really into social stuff, like the Headman and the Eco Warriors and the DEA stuff. We have Sick Kick Nick, of course, being Quick Kick, and Athlete's Feet Pete, Rod Block, and Machine Gunther, Jinxed Ginny, of course, Jinx, and Ninja Nina, Cooper Trooper. Sorry, it's your standard Cobra Trooper. And Arnie Builder, because in toys, if you'd buy a bunch of these and you call it Army Builders. Rippin' Cordell, that's Ripcord there. And then Skid Mark. Copper Ed, of course, Copperhead. I forget what the name of the thing he piloted was. He was like a boat pilot. I forget what the name of the boat was. Oh, the Water Moccasin. There you go. I knew we'd get there. Snow Dane. We like that. And Layered Larry. I'm guessing that's Snow Job. Dusty Buster and Pig Penny. I always liked this version of Dusty that had the back cover there. Slaughter N. I loved Sergeant Slaughter. I actually, of all the G.I. Joe guys, I actually got all the Slaughter's Marauders, which I wasn't privy to getting a lot of those, but my parents started to get me the good guys sometimes because they could see that was probably messing with my mental health. And Drillin' Dylan. Neil Eel. I love the Cobra Eels. Their design is so good. And Frog Manny. Barbecue. If you ever watch old G.I. Joe now and listen to how Barbecue talks, he has like a super thick Boston accent. And I never noticed it when I was a kid. Yeah. Walker's saying that Slaughter did have the worst heel turn in the WWE of all time. You're not wrong. Barbecue and Baby Bach Ribs. Trippin' Tormud. So this was Tripwire. Never liked him, never cared for him. He's the mine guy. And then Wired Wayne. Bloody Major. Major Blood. And Shot Sebastian. We have Gung Hogan. Being Gung Ho, obviously. And Noah Regertz. Oh, and this is Snow Job right here. So Snow Job and Halved Harlan. So who was the other snow guy then? Snow Dane. Honestly, I mean, it looks like he was a Cobra guy, so I mean, maybe just like a Snow Viper or something like that. Who knows? That one, that's the one. I mean, maybe its name is like Snow Day or something like that. That's the one I didn't know. I'm surprised I actually knew all the characters. Now, so we have a lot of these cards here. These are really, really fun. I really do like them, obviously, because they're independent and because Mark does them in such a way that he can, he doesn't have to necessarily deal with the licensing rights and stuff that Topps must have to. I really, really do love these cards. That being said, I can't have these entire things in my place. So if you head on over to patreon.com/JeffMay and sign up for one of the cards where you get stuff in the mail, and you will get some of these specific cards in the mail directly from me. I know Walker's going to send me, he tends to, when he sends me these, he's like, oh, I want these 5 cards and then give away the rest. Super, super generous of him. So we can actually, and he is here in the chat, so shout Walker Morgan out. But again, GI Jokes and Slop Culture Kids, again, at Magic Marker Art is where you can find him on social media. Mark Pingitore, and I'm so sorry to Mark if you're watching that I forget how to pronounce the G here in your name. But I absolutely adore these cards. He makes some of my favorite stuff. I met him at DesignerCon. Oh, do I have to trim my nails? No, they look good. I met him at DesignerCon back in December. I bought a whole bunch of stuff, bought packs of cards, I bought a bunch of packs of cards. I bought pins. I think I bought a Roberto Cop pin that'll go on my bag. So check that out. And again, I do this every Wednesday. Dre does I Must Drake You Monday nights at 6:30 Pacific time. And sometimes I join in to do, vocal talking and, the only kind of talking, I guess. We do that as well. I do You Don't Even Like Sports Cards with Adam Todd Brown periodically. But definitely come and hang out. It does mean a lot if you can hit the notifications bell and subscribe and everything. Obviously, some Walker says that's my secret. I don't have room for all this stuff either. Yeah, I'm really gonna get my studio under wraps so I can get my stuff more organized. But me and organized is not something that naturally comes about. Now, if you are watching live, I'm also going to be on You Don't Even Like Sports Live at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on the You Don't Even Like Sports YouTube channel as well. But just come hang out. Come hang out and do that. And if you want some of these cards, I want to give you some of them. So head on over to patreon.com/JeffMay. Sign up for any tier that you want, any tier that'll get you stuff in the mail. We have you get the Jeff May rookie card, the rookie producer card, the 2-face, the 3-face, There's so many different ways that you can get stuff in the mail. And definitely comment, write me in the comments what your favorite one from each set was. What was your favorite Slop Culture Kid? Who was your favorite G.I. Joker? And I'm going to put these away for when I'm building packages in April for the March package recipients. March packages, I'm going to start, the February packages, I'm going to start building them next week. Throwing those together, it takes a little bit of a while, and I've been a little bit backed up, but they always show up. And ask anybody who's on those tiers. I pack the shit out of those. So thank you all so much. Next week we've got some really good stuff coming as well. So very excited about that. And sometimes I'll do a periodic break as well. But until now, thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me. I'm at Hey There Jeffro across all social media. And again, I do hope you subscribe or hit that notification or the whole thing. And Walker says, I do always pack your stuff well. That is very true. I also pack up very well. My packaging is second to none. But until now, thank you all so much. I absolutely adore each and every one of you. And thank you for spending your afternoon with me. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later.